Hey, I'm Dave from Sage Garden, and it's time to clean up the spring garden. And I just wanted to show a couple of examples of what we would do to get the garden ready for another great gardening season. The first rule of thumb that we apply is we actually don't do too much tidying at all in the fall time. We want to let plants stand naturally, and that helps with snow accumulating on top of them. And in the Zone 3 climate, especially around here, where you get some cold weather in the fall followed by a little bit of a warm-up and then an abrupt change to real wintry conditions, you want these plants to go dormant as naturally as you possibly can. So trimming them back in the fall can sometimes wake them up at the wrong time. So what we've done is we've left things for our fall chores, and basically you want to look for signs of life from the plants. And so as soon as you can start to see some good signs that the plants are regrowing, then you can get out the scissors or the nice pruners and start to cut things back. And so many of these plants will regrow basically as herbaceous perennials from the base. And so you're just basically looking for the point where the new growth is really obviously up and the old growth just needs to be cut back. And you're just literally going to do that tidying and trim these things away. We have a nice El Dorado Carl Forster style grass here. In front of me I have a sage. So I'm just at this point cutting away branches that I know are not going to really regrow because these are herbaceous perennials that regenerate from the root system. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. Things like lavender and Russian sage are plants that really actually regrow from the old wood, and they can look really kind of dead right until early June in our climate. So give them a little bit more time. After they're ready, basically they're going to leaf out and they're going to show you where they're regrowing. And when you're confident that there's going to be no more regrowth, then you can once again get out and trim them back and get rid of the old stuff. But Russian sage, lavender, or any other perennial that grows from old wood should never be cut back dramatically, especially early in the spring, because you're cutting away all the potential for this year. The other thing that I'll quickly mention is, of course you want to amend your garden beds. Some people do this in the spring, some people do it in the fall. You always want to be adding compost, you want to be weeding, maintaining. But one thing that's not well known is that major nutrients are often quite available in the soil around the southern Manitoba region and the clay, but you want to make it light and accessible. So adding in clay busters such as cocoa earth will really benefit, and also remineralizing the soil. Adding things like the glacial rock dust or green sand, which add back trace minerals to the soil, will really improve the performance of your garden plants, whether they're ornamental, edible, or other types of plants. This will sort of finesse them. So the major nutrients are kind of locked up in the clay soil. You want to do everything you can to open the soil up so it has good structure so that nutrients can be released. But if you've been growing for a little while, the minor nutrients in the form of trace minerals are really important to the health of your plants. If you have any questions about this, come on down to Sage Garden. We have lots to showcase, and we'll happily show you how to make your garden beautiful.
Find us online at herbs.mb.ca or visit us down at the greenhouse, 3410 St. Mary's Road in Winnipeg.